Hi guys, it's Coach Katie. We're going to be doing some different draw work here today. So whether you take the draw or you're on the circle or just want to practice something new, these drills are different things that you can practice at home, either by yourself or with a family member who doesn't even play lacrosse. All right, so the first drill we're going to do, you guys should be pretty familiar with, is one-hand high catches. So you can do these on your own. So if I'm starting off, that I'm trying to use my right hand to pop it up. So I pop it up high and trying to snag it out of the air and bring it down into a closed cradle. So again, I've got it here, I'm popping it up high, and I'm trying to snag it, bring it down, closed cradle in my left. You also want to do the same with your opposite hand, pop it up, grab it, and then bring it down to your right. So do 10 in each hand, and that's our first one. Next one we're going to do is ball tosses. So think of this like you're on the circle, or anytime you're taking draw and you're trying to react to grab this out of the air. Now obviously if you've got a family member that plays lacrosse, make them do this with you. Otherwise I'm thinking like my opponent is a cone, a rock, whatever you have right next to you. So every time I line up on the circle, I want to make sure that my foot closest to my opponent is back. So my first step is boxing out. So if I'm doing my first one here, I'm going to go on this side. And then you're going to have either someone blow the whistle, or you could have a friend just toss the ball and say go. That's okay too, whatever works. So I'm trying to grab that out of the air, run two. You want to do switch sides on each one. So now I'm on the opposite side, which means my left leg is now back because I want to extend first. Again, running to grab it out of the air and protecting it. So you're going to want to do 10 of these ball tosses, do 5 from each side. All right, so our next one that we're going to be doing is going to be trying to react quickly to a ball toss. Again, thinking this is very similar to if we're on the draw and on the circle, trying to grab it and react as quick as possible. So what you're going to want to do is if you've got 2 separate colored balls, this will really help. I've got a yellow and an orange ball that I'm going to be using. If you don't, try to get something else. If you've got a tennis ball and a lacrosse ball, if you've got an orange and a lacrosse ball, whatever works. I know we're all limited on what we've got right now. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a family member, a friend, whoever you've got with you, a sibling, who's going to toss both the balls at the same time about in the same direction. Now, when it's about its peak height and about to drop, they're going to call out one of the 2 colors. So in this case, yellow or orange. And I'm going to have to react and just grab the ball that they called. So again, I'm going to want to be back, ready as if I'm on the draw, and then they're going to throw them up. Orange! And I'm going to grab it and run to it just like I would on the draw. Just reacting to the ball that is closest. You're going to want to try to do about 10 of these. All right, so this next one is going to be just whistle starts and reactions. Now, this is different depending on where you're at on the draw. If you're on the circle, this is looking a lot different than if you're actually taking the draw. So I'm going to show this first of just on the circle. So again, find a spot. Again, if I've got a cone here or a line in my backyard, whatever it is. And I'm going to want to line up right on that. And then I'm going to have somebody with either whistle, and I know not everybody has one. You can have somebody yell go. If you don't have somebody at home, you could have, I know there's like a whistle app that you can get on your phone, whatever works, of just reacting quickly. And what you're trying to do is as soon as the whistle blows, is I'm sprinting off of that, trying to react as if that's the draw. So again, I'm setting up, and I'm trying to sprint as quickly as I can and walk back. Same thing, it's not that I'm going far, I'm just trying to go quick. And I'd want to do 10 of those. And again, if you saw, I set up on either side, getting practice depending on where I'm at on the circle. All right, so the next one we're going to do is whistle starts as if you are taking the draw. Now, obviously, ideally, you have a family member that's got an extra stick, but not every one of us has that. So if you don't, you can use, if you've got a goal post in your backyard, you can use, you can literally use the edge of a wall, you can use the like a pole or anything like that to do this against. And all you're trying to do is practice digging and trying to get that first step. So for me right now, I'm set up to pull on the draw. That means my left hand is highest and I've got my right hand at the butt of my stick. I'm trying to pull this back behind me. Now, what I've always wanted to do is get my body closest to my top hand. I'm trying to get really deep underneath that. And the way you win the draw is by digging, that first dig. So what we're doing is the whistle start of reacting to just dig. So my family member, Sarah, does not know how to take the draw. That's okay, she doesn't need to. She's just gonna hold really still, and when the whistle blows, I'm just digging. So I'm just bringing that back. I don't have a ball or anything, I'm just practicing that dig. So I'm gonna go again, setting that up, again. And then, so if you're pushing, I'm gonna put you on the other side of me. If you're pushing, now I've got my right hand up. So I've got now right hands at the top, left hands at the bottom. So if you don't take the draw, you're not sure, it's good to try both. See what you like best. Like for me, I like pulling more, but a lot of us like pushing. It's sometimes easier in your right. So I'm setting up again, trying to get as close as I can to the top of the stick. I've got my hand as close to the plastic as possible. Gives me more control, and I'm digging upward. So I'm practicing my dig now as I'm getting closer and digging up. So again, digging upward, trying to go for that. Figure out what you like for your leg position, of what you like that works better for you, of getting more power, more control. So again, one more time, digging forward. So try to do about 10 of these. If you want to try both push and pull, do 5 of each. If you want to just do push or pull, do 10 of that one. All right, so next one's gonna be a pop and snatch. So a lot of us, again, if we don't have a family member here, this is something you can do on your own to simulate taking the draw. If you don't take the draw and you're just on the circle, you could skip this one or just try it, because why not? All these things will help you and your stick work to improve whether or not you're on that draw circle or taking it. So for this, I'm gonna set up how I like to take the draw. And again, I like to take the draw as a pull, so I've got my left hand high. Now what I'm practicing is I'm gonna pop it to different locations. So for example, behind me, to the left, to the right, in front of me, and trying to snatch it with one hand quickly and run into it. So I'm gonna try to snatch it with my right hand at the bottom of where it's going. All right, so I'm gonna try popping it first behind me. So again, I'm just popping it back, up, grabbing that with one hand. So again, maybe I want it further behind, try that back, up, trying to snatch that and bring it down. I might try popping it to the left. So again, it's just trying different places. So up here, trying to grab that quick. Up in front, trying to grab that. And then to the right as well. And trying to grab those. Try them in all of the different locations. You could do behind you, left and right, in front. You could even do your diagonals. Try to do about 10 of them. If you are always liking to pull behind you, then try practicing more of those than the other ones. But we know we often still don't always win it where we want it, so we need to be reacting no matter which location it's going to. All right, so for my draw takers, again, if possible, if you've got somebody with you that has another cross stick, you can practice taking a live draw. Now, whoever you're going with does not have to know how to take the draw. They can just apply medium pressure and just hold the stick there for you to actually practice a live draw. So what you're wanting to do is set up, again, you're going to want to set up in the upper third of your stick. Press those together. I'm in a pull position right now. And then if you've got somebody with a whistle, they can blow the whistle or just have somebody yell go. It could even be Sarah over here, your assistant, or sibling or parent that's doing that for you. So I'm trying to practice, go for the draw. So I pulled that behind me. Or if I'm in a push position, so Sarah goes the opposite way. Again, I've got my right up, trying to get pressure. Maybe I'm trying to punch it out over here. So I'm trying to grab it and get that control. So you're gonna wanna try depending on what you do. Again, if you're somebody that just mostly pulls, then just do 10 of pulling, trying to see where you're getting it. Sometimes you might actually practice losing it and seeing it going in front of you, so you get practice of if you're having to react to it. If you do both push and pull, then do 5 of each. All right, last couple here are gonna be for wrist strength. So this is good no matter if you're on the draw or you are on the circle or anywhere on the field. This is all about improving your wrist, getting that control so that when you pull up, you've got that first dig on it. So wrist strength, I'm gonna start first in my right hand. That's my dominant hand. And what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna do toe taps. So I'm gonna have this in my wrist. I'm bringing it over. If you see, my arm is pretty much right against my torso, and I'm just lowering my wrist, tap the ground. This is all about my wrist, not really my arm. I'm just bringing it back and getting toe taps here. So I'm gonna wanna do 1, 2, and go all the way up to 10. You're gonna wanna do the same in your non-dom hand. So again, that's my left. I'm doing the same thing. I'm tapping down here and across and going 10 times. This is gonna be a little bit more difficult for those of us that are not dominant lefties, and that's okay. This is building your wrist strength in both hands. So 10 on each side. Last one's also a wrist strength exercise, and it's also an ab exercise. It's kind of fun. You're gonna see I'm gonna mess up a ton on this, but that's okay. So this is basically like you're doing V-ups, but you're doing V-ups with your stick and ball. So you're gonna wanna start with your stick in your dominant hand, and you're seeing my left, it looks rough. But I'm gonna have it out extended behind me. When I go up into my crunch or V-up, I'm bringing it in front and then back down. So again, I'm getting some stick work and wrist work as I'm doing abs. So I'm gonna wanna do 10 on my right side, and again, you're gonna see this will be rough, 10 on my left side. Oh, see, I already messed it up, that's okay. And 10 on my left. And that's our last wrist strength one. All right, guys, so to practice any of these different ones, if you're taking the draw, try to do all of them. If you're just on the circle, you can skip over the ones that are actually live draws. If you want to just practice something that you're not used to, that's okay too. All right, see you guys soon.